Hello, everybody. It's Sandra Pelly, the Sandini, Inner Peace Mentor, Galactic Shaman, as well as the Visionary of the Guide Academy. And we are here for the Chakra class, all about scanning and aligning. And, it's just kind of been a really magical journey for myself, really kind of understanding, first of all, that this year has been a real big year of changes for many of us. 2023 is when this is live as well as being recorded. What I've discovered is that there's a lot of really unique energies going around. People are more curious than they've ever been. And so I put a survey out there. I put a survey out there in my group, Soulful Empowerment, and asked people what they wanted to experience. What did they want to learn about? And this happened to be one of the things that people wanted to learn about, was the scanning and aligning. And on my own journey, I'm very conscious of how I am going down my own garden path, but in doing that, how I'd love to lead you guys each down the garden path, or how you might want to experience the garden path, okay? I don't want to say that I'm taking you guys by the rein and you got to go in this direction by any means, because I really believe there's free will and you can learn what you want in your own way. But I'm also very aware of how I'm choosing to step into things. And I welcome you to experience that with me in whatever that looks like. So with that in mind, this chakra, you could say that chakra or chakra or chakra or chakra. There's all different kinds of pronunciations on that word. Ideally, most of you know what chakras are. And in essence, I use 8 main ones, not the normal 7 main ones. And that's only because I include the pineal chakra, which is between the third eye and the crown chakra. And I just really enjoy that. My book, Sandra Pelly, A Spiritual How-To, it is in this book. And it is in chapter 4. There's a whole chapter that is devoted to chakras. And at that point, did I feel they were important, or did I feel that they were something that I didn't really need to bother with? And at that period in my life, they were coming up constantly. And I can tell you now with some certainty that now that I'm aware of chakras, I find that they are another incredible tool for each of us to use on our spiritual journey, on our journey for discovery. And you know what, whether you choose to step into calling yourself spiritual or not, knowing those energy centers within yourself is a very powerful tool, and then how to use them from there. Some of the examples of how I personally use them is when I'm having an anxious moment, and I often use my mountain biking as the example. I'll be at the top of an area and I have to go down that area, and that area is very intimidating. So one of the things that I will do is I will stand there and I will walk my way verbally through my chakras. In essence, what I'll do is I usually start with my root chakra, and that's just personal preference. Sometimes I'll start with the Earth Star chakra. That's number 9. It's the one that's beneath your feet. Not that it's number 9 specifically. It's just a 9th one that I use. So all I'll do is go root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, pineal, crown chakra. And I'm doing this standing at the top of this hill, about to ride my mountain bike down it, and with my eyes closed and sometimes with my eyes open. And just in doing that, I have, in essence, grounded myself to Mother Earth in some form. And it is truly as simple as that. I'm not coming on here. And in fact, before I came on here, I was all caught up myself energetically thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to teach you guys this? When this is something I've been doing for quite some time. And am I getting caught up thinking, oh, it's got to be this special process. Oh, I've got to make sure that you remember how to do this. But you know what? If I speak to you from the places and the things that I'm already doing and speaking of, instead of trying to invent the wheel, it's really amazing what is falling into place because of that. One of the things that I've really recognized on my journey is that the chakras are a very powerful source of information, and we can use them because of that to discover why we're feeling a certain way, to maybe find a way out of a situation, to empower us in the moment, All different kinds of things can happen in our chakras when we choose to look in them. I will mention again, this is just an energy center, and there's many energy centers in our body. So they're not something that if you cut up a human being, you could be able to see these energy centers per se. That's not the way they work. They literally work with energy. And that's probably one of the reasons why at first I didn't really think of much of them. But now that I am constantly talking about energy, working in energy, playing with energy, recognizing that everything is energy, I've now honed in on the fact that I feel that these are very important. Does it mean that I do something with chakras every single day? No. But when I do it, it's really interesting, all the different aspects that I bring into those. So today we're talking about scanning and aligning the chakras. Now, when I'm talking about aligning, I really want you guys to realize that it is always with the most simple things in mind. Okay? I mean, if you chose to sit there and look at me and close your eyes and pretend that you're looking at the chakras, then you would be able to tell. Or energetically with your hands, you'd be able to tell. So let's do some of those simple pieces first, because that's how I started. That's how I began to learn. I had a really cool experience where I was the person who was providing the space and the healing. If you believe in healing others, I facilitated healing. When this person came in, she was someone like myself, a healer. And she's like, well, I don't want to tell you what it is. Why don't you scan my body and tell me what it is? Well, intimidation right off the bat. Put on the spot. And can I do this, right? So what I'm going to invite you to do is just listen to me talk to you first, okay? So when I say scan somebody, in essence, what I'm asking you to do is either start at the feet or start at the head, and you can pretend even with your hands. So if you rub your hands together gently, you can feel that there's a heat there. Move those hands slightly apart, and you can feel that energy that's between them. And you can move your hands further apart or closer together, and you'll be able to feel the difference in the energy there if you do that gently. You feel the difference there in the energy, right? Okay. So now imagine, if you will, that you are scanning my body. Since I'm the one in front of you guys, pretend that I'm standing in front of you and you know where my legs are. You know what a human body looks like. Scan, starting either at the bottom or scanning at the top. Close your eyes and just energetically scan that body using your hands or using your thoughts. Scan down my body and see if there's differences. Now, when I'm saying differences, you may feel that there's a light energy that could be light in weight versus light versus heavy, or it could be a bright versus like color, like instead of a dark, a light color, or it's just a sense of a feeling that you've got. Okay, so scan down my body. I'll be quiet for a moment and go all the way from the top to the bottom. Take your time. I'm going to give you about a full minute here just to scan the body. Okay. Now, I know that was kind of a throw you into the bathwater immediately kind of exercise, right? Did you feel any differences? Did you feel anything different in that energy of that? Anybody like to speak to that?
Well, honestly, it was all dark for me, but then when I go down a little bit, maybe at the abdominal area, I feel something spinning this way, like clockwise. But it was
Beautiful.
kind of like a mechanical thing, so it was kind of weird to me.
Well, thank you for your input. This is awesome. No, that's wonderful. Thank you for your input. Janice, Melody, I know Maria's unable to speak right now, but Janice or Melody, would either of you like to speak to what you've experienced there? Melody, go ahead.
In the throat, I saw that it was a lighter, like, color in this area, in this lighter color. The chest seemed darker to me, and then I guess it would be, I'm trying to think of the right name. I don't know the names of everything. Like in the base of the spine in that area, it was a really bright color, and then when I scanned down to the feet, it just almost, I saw like red.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. Okay. Janice, how about yourself? I love it, what everybody said so far.
When I got to the throat, I got sort of a pulsing feel. And then partway down the torso, I got that sort of like this sort of feel, like a pulsing.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for participating in that. I want to tell you that, first of all, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what any of you said. Everybody said something that was powerful. And you notice that everybody got something that seemed kind of different from the other person's. And that's absolutely perfect. Absolutely fine. There's nothing perfect or imperfect about any of that. I guess I shouldn't be using the word perfect. What I'm showing you guys is, first of all, that you each have your own unique way of experiencing what energy looks like, okay? From my personal point of view, I love that Shen-Chi honed in on that mechanical kind of aspect of things, because I'm when I do my light language, it's all digital. So I love that kind of mechanical idea of the human body and the chakras. So let me first of all take a step back, and I'll voice out loud which way the chakras go. Okay, so you can write these down if you like. At the pelvis area is the root chakra. The root chakra is associated usually with the reds and blacks, and it's about self-preservation. And more often than not, it's usually about our financial questions, okay? The sacral chakra is next. That's in your abdomen, lower abdomen. It's like in the womb area for women. And that is an area of creation. It's the creative center, and it is usually associated with the color orange. I'll take one quick step back. The root chakra is your grounding chakra. Your sacral chakra is your creative center. The next chakra is the solar plexus, and that's in your belly. It's often associated with the color of yellow, and it is about finding joy. I often think too that the little you is housed in that area, because it's the one who most affects our solar plexus. Like our belly is that place that we react with anxiety or joy. The next chakra up is your heart chakra. That's self-explanatory, meaning that you know where the heart is. It is usually associated with the color of green, and it's our connection, our divine connection, in essence, to Mother Nature. The throat chakra is next. The throat chakra is associated with a pale blue color, and it is being able to speak our personal truth to ourself. And truly, once you are able to speak personal truth to yourself, it becomes a lot easier to let other people know what your personal truth is. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about boundaries. Okay, meaning that you have a stronger ability to be able to say, no, I'm not doing that, or yes, I will do that. And you know why you're doing it. It's speaking the truth about yourself, creating those boundaries, okay? The next chakra is your third eye chakra. It's in the middle of your forehead. That's your intuitive center. It's associated usually with a a blue color, a darker blue color. The pineal chakra is between your third eye and your crown, in essence, where they come together. I was shown that it's associated with a rainbow of colors. So it's kind of bringing all of our chakras together as that point where it is the filtration system for the chakras. And then the last one that is most commonly known as well is your crown chakra. That's that one that's at the top of your head. And it's often purple or a clear color. And it's associated or connected to the divine source, to all that there is, the wisdom, the higher self energy. Okay. What I'd like for you to one of the things I wanted to mention to you is, first of all, the simplicity of things, but also too, even though I told you that, oh, this is associated with this color or this or this or this, that don't get hung up on that. Give yourself the freedom that if purple comes through and it's in your heart, that's absolutely fine. Go with it, flow with it, right? There's nothing wrong with a different color than what's associated by the masses, because you're not the masses. You are a beautiful individual, okay? There's nothing wrong with it at all. As I mentioned, when we're scanning, I mentioned that I scanned this person because she asked me to, and when I scanned it, I could literally feel that there was a something going on in her rib cage on her right side. And when I voiced that, when I had the courage to voice that, she told me I was absolutely accurate. Now, if you don't put to voice what you're seeing, like I gave you guys the opportunity, you spoke out what you saw, and nobody ridiculed you. Everything that each one of you said was absolutely beautiful. There was nothing wrong with what any of you said. What you saw is what you saw, right? Now, if you go in, you could do this in your own body now. So let's take a couple minutes to go and look at this in your own body. Now, I want to give you some direction before you just dive in here. I'm not saying go in and see what's wrong with your body. Instead, what I'd love for you to do is just start either at the top or start at the bottom. You've got your list of chakras. This time, what I'd like you to do is take a look at, okay, there's the crown chakra. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to look at my crown chakra. What's there? If you know that you are looking, whether you see something or not, you are making a connection with that crown chakra. So if nothing comes through, then that's absolutely fine. Just go on to the next chakra. Don't get caught up on that. Oh my gosh, I'm not seeing anything there. Just give yourself the space and know that there's no need to absolutely see something in that chakra if it's not willing to give you something in this space. Okay. Before we do that though, let's take a moment and I'd like to ground us all. Okay. Because I think that would be very important. So closing your eyes if you're able, taking a breath, taking another one, bringing yourself into center, recognizing who you are in this space, that Sandra, first of all, sees you and you're absolutely beautiful, and that the others see you and they believe the same. You're this beautiful being, and you're being welcomed to see yourself as that beautiful being. Continue to take a breath into that. Asking to be open, with no expectations. No limitations. Being okay with the outcome. Asking to be open to receiving. Asking the mind, body, and soul to participate in this exploration of yourself. Always for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, greatest good of all, and to accept, trust, and believe. So take a moment now to scan your body. You have your list of chakras. So take a moment just to go into that chakra, that area, and get either a color, a sense of a feeling. Maybe you're given an object in there or a word, a song. Just allow whatever wants to come through. And if nothing comes through, then go on to the next one. It's absolutely fine. Know that you have made a connection with that chakra, though it is very aware of you. Okay. So maybe what I'll do is I'll say the chakra. I am aware of how some of you go through these. So we're actually going to start with the root chakra. Okay. And that root chakra is the one in the pelvis, the tailbone area. So take a moment to energetically feel the area. You can scan it with your senses or place your hands down around your hips and feel. And whatever pops in, write it down. That was your root chakra. Know that I'm showing you, this is a very basic one, okay? So the next chakra is your sacral chakra. That's in your abdomen, that creative center. So feel into the energy of what's there. Maybe you can put your hands on your womb. Beautiful. Make a note of what you've discovered. Going into the solar plexus chakra, that's your belly. And if you feel like there's a rumbling and there's this weird energy in there, choose to step into your belly like you're excited to be looking for something, like you're excited about what's going to be in there. Going into your heart chakra now. Maybe you could even place your hands on your heart. And if you're having difficulty, breathe your way through the I am open with no expectations, no limitations, and okay with the outcome again. Coming up into your throat chakra. Coming up into your third eye chakra. That's that one in your forehead. Into the pineal chakra area. That's that one between your third eye and your crown, that filtration system. And the last one that we'll do with this basic scanning, your crown chakra, that's the one at the top of your head. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. First of all, did anyone have any trouble, meaning they didn't get anything in any of them? Did you get something in something? Okay. As I mentioned before, if you didn't get something in one of your chakras or many or even all of your chakras, this is something sometimes it just takes the willingness to let yourself be shown something. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Okay. Sometimes it's our human expectation that something should be showing up and it should be showing up in a certain way. Okay, that's why I mentioned breathing your way through the I am open mantra again. Also, too, I'm aware of the group that I have here. I know in the past that there has been an awareness of the speed at which I go through this. And in my going through this, I'm kind of catering to the group rather than an individual in there. So I appreciate your guys' patience with that. And if you were unable to keep up in that process of just doing that, that's absolutely fine. Okay, there's no pressure on anybody at all. You'll have the recording and you have kind of the directions on what to do. You can go back and play with the energy of this, and it is what it is. Does anybody want to share what they got so that we can just again see if I can help you with anything, if you have any questions? Go ahead, Shinji.
I haven't done this for a while. So mostly I see a lot of just darkness. But then when I was going through, I just get like a little glimpse of things. So the root was kind of like a very stormy black cloud. So it's all kind of pitch black. And I didn't get a chance to feel anything about the sacral or the belly. It's just mostly dark. And then when I was going through the heart chakra, I see like, it's almost like whale flipping the gills. And then just a lot of like flipping around with like sea animals or birds. And then At the throat area, I see the dark wavy lines. And with the third eye, I'm seeing something twisting almost like a hurricane or a storm, and then it just kind of flies away. And at some point, it felt like a propeller type of thing. And nothing with the pineal, but at the crown, it's kind of, again, a very dark sky, but then I see lightning like striking things around.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Shenji. I want to speak a little bit about that, if I may.
Sure.
Okay. First of all, by your own words, it's been a while since you've done this kind of work, and part of the reason that you may be seeing all the darkness, and darkness isn't good or bad. Know that there's nothing with regards to good or evil or anything like that. That darkness is more of a finding your way back right now. You're in the process of just kind of experiencing this again, and whatever you've been experiencing over the past however long since you did it last. It's just this beautiful awareness. I personally think it's so magical that you found whales in your heart chakra. Like, that is so beautiful, so very, very powerful. Also the sea birds. Now, I will tell you that one of the things that you can do is you could go and look these up. Like, when I do that, I go whale dash symbolism, and I look it up on my search engine, right? And then I see what whale means. Or you can also go, okay, what does whale mean to me? Now, given where I remember you living before, there is probably a chance that you actually get to see whales at some point, or you might have experience seeing whales because of where you live or lived. What do whales mean for you, Shenji?
Well, first of all, I can't swim, so I'm always kind of afraid of going into the water. But I thought whales very healing, and then the way they move, and then just like how they embrace the ocean and kind of just calm and cool with themselves. And I wanted to mention that I know, like, when I first started doing this work with you, I get a lot of the darkness, the dark color. And I think before I would freak out because for me, it's just a lot of unknown. And then, like, I'm scared of something, like, it's a lot of fear for me when I felt it. But then I don't know, maybe I'm used to it, or this time when I'm doing this, I feel like it's dark, but it's just like you said, it's just a representation of my state, or something that I need to get through, like in the process, like I need to break out of it. So I don't feel like I'm as fearful as before. So I'm very happy that, you point that out for me. And I know it's been quite a few years since I get back to this work, and I feel like it's probably the right time because I've been traveling back home for the last few years, and my dad passed away, and a lot of changes around. So
I feel that. Thank you for sharing, Shenji. My heart goes out to you.
thank you.
I'm just really happy that you're here. I'm so glad to see you and see you on camera. Like, I just, there's been some very powerful changes that have happened for you, and you being here, like literally on camera, is very I'm not sure how to say that word. It indicates where you're starting to really stand in your power. So I'm very proud of you. Way to go. Way to go.
Yeah, and I know I haven't spoken during a lot of our previous meetings, so I feel like
Yes,
it's a good change that I'm stepping out with.
I love it. So that whale energy, I think you hit everything, like everything that you said about the whale energy was so beautiful, so very, very powerful. And you'll notice I'm going to keep saying beautiful and powerful, you guys, because it's so true. There's not enough human words to describe what we're experiencing, right? That those whales are truly like they're in your heart. They're showing you that this is such a beautiful thing that you're doing for yourself and that you're empowering yourself. And that you know, like, even though I love that the first reference was that you really are not too sure about swimming per se, but here you are. I even made a reference about throwing you guys into the bathtub immediately to do this, right? So at least it wasn't into the ocean, right? So we're starting out with small steps, and whatever unfolds, unfolds. You've begun your journey again. You can't go back to where you were, which is such a beautiful thing. So you're starting from where you are, and you've empowered yourself to get to this point. So well done. Thank you, Shenchi. Is there anything else that I wanted to highlight there? I love the differences too. Like, I like the stormy energy in your root chakra. And then there was the wavy energy in one of the other chakras. And so there's different things. I own the lightning in the crown chakra. Like, there's different things happening now, and they're very, very powerful. And I want to actually tell anybody who's listening again, the biggest thing is, personally, I have chosen to always do things for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all. And in doing that, when I hear someone come in and speak, as Shen-Chi has, about this darkness and this lightning bolts and that, I'm feeling the power of that. I'm not feeling this, oh my God, holy cow, like you got this horrible thing happening. I don't feel the energy of that at all. What I'm feeling with these lightnings are this pathways being created of the divine source or divine energy, or whatever you believe in. Maybe if you believe in God, whatever it is, it's these pathways are being created into that area, into your higher self energy. It's coming down through you, to you. The wavy energy is the flow that's happening that you're in. That storm energy in your root chakra is that being grounded in this moment, feeling the power, feeling the energy. Like, it just, I don't know, there's something really powerful about what you've said, Shen-Chi. And thank you for letting me verbalize that, because I can feel it in such a powerful way. Janice or Melody, do either of you want to share? Maybe just go with one, because I want to move us on to the next part, but I really want to honor you and what what was the most powerful one? And did you not see something in one? Let's go that route. One, yeah. Go ahead, Melody.
I'm trying to think of which was the most. I started going head first before you had done it, and in my, oh, okay. So one that was a little bit, I don't know if confusing, or I heard in the third eye almost like a rebuke. What are you doing? Why are you doubting yourself? I heard that. And then in the pineal, I don't know if I'm saying it right, pineal, I really saw it was dark. That was the only one that I saw that was really dark, but I had this desire to like shake and like reawaken, like revive. And
I love that. So you're open, I'm guessing, to me kind of diving in here a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, and I did want to ask a question is, how do you use the information?
You heard what I said to Shen-Chi about what hers felt like to me. Well, what I said now, she can energetically choose that, oh, this information that's coming in that I'm seeing or hearing or getting from either TV shows or podcasts or books that I'm reading, news clips, whatever it is, right? That's information that's coming in through my crown chakra. It's been divinely guided to me in some cases, depending on what it is, right? I'll show you with mine how I do it. Having said that, you said that in your third eye, oh gosh, my mind went completely blank. What did you say was in your third eye?
I heard a rebuking type voice. What are you doing? Why do you doubt yourself?
Okay. So we've had some conversations, collectively, some of the people in this group and in other places, and the energy of what you're saying there feels very much like the inner roommate or that other part of yourself coming in and questioning you. Okay. And I love that, because it's like, it was in that moment of, okay, here is that question coming up. Is it me asking that question, or is it my inner roommate asking that question? If it's me asking that question, why am I doubting myself in this moment? I'm tired of doubting myself. I am going to move forward in this, or I'm going to look more deeply at why am I doubting myself in that. Okay. That's kind of energetically what I'm feeling there. And you said something about the pineal, right? Was the one that you didn't get a lot in? Oh, you wanted to shake it up. Oh my gosh. Love the energy of that. Especially because if you were going, it doesn't matter whether you were going in crown down or up, okay? Root up. It really has no bearing. I love that you had this. What are you doing? Why are you doubting yourself in your third eye? And then in the pineal, you had this shake up, like, okay, we are going to filter out these kind of comments. We are going to filter out what's happening now. We're going to filter out our old reactions, right? Shake it up. I love the energy of what you said there. Janice, how about yourself?
It was interesting because for a lot of them, there was a circus theme and different aspects of it. And red came up in a number of them, the color. Throat was interesting because it was that Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio. So I thought, Jiminy Cricket, what was he? He was sort of the truth. He spoke the truth all the time to Pinocchio. He was sort of his conscience and stuff. So I thought that was quite interesting. The third eye one was a little bit unnerving because it was back to the circus, the big tent, and it was almost like, you have the ringmaster, and I could see his back, in the coat, and there were knives that were thrown at his back, and how he arched back as the knives hit him. So that one, I didn't really like that because I could really feel into its reaction. That
Which chakra was that?
That was the third eye one. Okay.
So energetically, again, we've done some work together, so I know that you're okay with me diving in here. It's learning how to trust, like first of all, being stabbed in the back, right? And to me, that's about trust. That's a trust thing going on, because when we think of somebody getting stabbed in the back, we're not thinking about somebody that got murdered. We're usually thinking about that somebody got stabbed in the back, and it's because somebody said something to somebody else about them or whatever. Like it was more about a trust thing than anything else. So with that in mind, the third eye is about intuition. And here is the ringmaster, the one who's technically leading the circus, is getting stabbed in the back, is getting his world's getting shaken up. And really, that's what's happening to everybody right now, right? And now I'm kind of going off in a direction that maybe some of you may not understand, but Janice is working with me in a couple different areas here right now. We're working together, and she's very aware of how I'm shifting out of 3D into 5D, out of human concept into this bigger awareness. And her world has been getting shaken up as well. And that's energetically what I'm feeling is, okay, what things are you trusting that are coming in, and what things feel like, I'm not so sure that I like this. And it's interesting because as I started to talk about this, when I get over onto this trust side, about this present day energy, it feels really powerful. My hands are just on fire. But when I shift over onto the left side, that ancient wisdom, my hands are going cold. So what part of your world right now are you second guessing, I guess you could say, right? Okay. I'm going to leave that with you because I know that could open up a whole big, huge can of worms. Okay. So, and I'll give you an example of what I mean here with regards to mine. I had this underlying theme as well of nature. One of them that came up was in the sacral chakra was a coyote. Coyote has been known to be the trickster. My sacral chakra, all of our sacral chakras are the creative centers. So what am I, where am I second guessing the creative energies that are being created? That's how I'm like, notice I put it, where am I? Notice for Janice, it was like, where are you not trusting? Like it's always comes back to not necessarily what is somebody else doing, but what am I doing? Okay. Throat chakra, 99% of the time I get megaphones. Those things that you're talking and yelling out of, always in my throat chakra, because I am at such an in-depth point of always speaking my truth to myself now, right? So that I love that megaphones are coming up. The crown chakra was a white energy vortex. That, like, I am so wide open to the things that are coming in for me. It's ridiculous. And again, I mentioned it, I'm always doing everything for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all. So when Melody asks, how do you decipher this stuff? It's literally, okay, what does that mean for you? You know, what you like, Janice was alarmed with that ringleader and the knives. But when I brought up the stabbing in the back and trust, I felt like I saw a little light bulb go off, right? And then if you bring that inside, where am I trusting myself? Or am I trusting myself? Or am I trusting the information that's coming into me? Okay. I want to go deeper with this.